Welcome to Sola Melodica. I am Tim Kaiser. On this channel, reflect and react to music lyrically, looking for redemptive qualities in the gift that is music. If today is your first time stopping by, thanks for stopping by. If you've been here before, thank you. And if you are a subscriber, blessings to you. Today I'm going to do a song from the 80s. And this song kept popping up in my music feed, and I have not listened to it. I didn't recognize it, and I was wondering why. And apparently this song was repopularized because of the Netflix TV show called Stranger Things. Now, I watched the very first season of Stranger Things, and I don't think I watched it since then. I'm old, so that's probably why. But apparently this song was used in that TV show, and it became a big hit again. So let's listen to the lyrics. It says, running up, I'm gonna do the song called Running Up That Hill, a deal with God. So I was intrigued by the whole deal with God thing and see if that works for this channel. So here we go. So far, just musically, or just listening to her sing, her voice is intriguing. This has a typical '80s flair to it, and I know because I lived through the '80s. I personally think the '80s has some of the best music, but this has a really good blend of pop music, but just enough of the we didn't call it alternative in the '80s. We called it other thing, called it college rock and things like that. But it was like she was kind of like threading both of those musical genres very well, and her, yeah, this is very intriguing. So let's keep moving. wonder her voice, and I'm not saying this in a way that's denigrating anybody, because I'm using this as a compliment. Reminds me of some of the older Madonna stuff. And although I was not a true blue Madonna fan, I recognized her musical strength. She was one of the best performers ever, and she had a lot of music that was very popular. I wonder if Kate Bush influenced Madonna, or vice versa, or if they just happened to be at the same time. Yeah. All right, Kate Bush, running up that hill, a deal with God. So let's just take a couple minutes and talk about some of the lyrics. I'm going to give it my best shot. First time listen. So I did read the lyrics before the song, so I had some ideas of things to talk about. And my first thought of this song, and I'd be interested in hearing your comments, people who've been listening to this for, many years and have a better idea, or maybe you've heard interviews with Kate Bush and she explained what it was all about. I don't typically do that when I do the reactions. I'm looking at this as a relationship, and there's challenges in the relationship, and people get hurt unintentionally, sometimes intentionally, but it happens. And I was the line, "You don't want to hurt me, but see how deep the bullet lies. Unaware I'm tearing you asunder. Ooh, there is thunder in our hearts." So here, one person is like almost like a bullet gunshot wound, and the others are tearing you asunder. There's thunder in our hearts, and it's the whole idea behind we hurt people unintentionally and intentionally sometimes. Is there so much hate for the ones we love? Tell me, we both matter, don't we? It's you and me, it's you and me won't be unhappy. So often those closest to us get the brunt of our bad moods or anger or emotional outbursts. I'm not saying it's fair, I'm just saying that's how it is. I've been married closing on 30 years, and I love my wife more than anybody in the whole world. And yet we still work on things all the time and try to improve relationships. And I still do things unintentionally that hurt or wound. And it's challenging. And so she says, and if I could, I'd make a deal with God and I'd be given to swap our places. So I don't know what the lyricist is saying here. Did Kate Bush actually write the song? Yeah, she did. So I'm not really sure what she means by that. If this is kind of like maybe so you can see how things are in my way, that'd be interesting. Yeah, very good. And then there's the last part. She's like, if I only could be running up that hill with no problem. See, here's the process in life is that good stories need conflict. And a story that has zero conflict and zero resistance and zero bad things happening is a very, very boring story. And think about that in our relationships, that the conflict in our life keeps things interesting. Doesn't mean we have to be brutal, doesn't mean we have to be like, ruthless with each other, but there's going to be problems for us to overcome, and that's what makes our our life interesting. Just think of someone's telling you a story and they're like, yeah, I was going on vacation and I drove to the airport and there wasn't any traffic at all. I actually got to the line and there was no TSA line. I got on the plane and they said, oh, hey, we're upgrading you to first class. And I got to my destination. There was a person holding a sign and it was like a limo driver and didn't even know it was going to happen. And they're like, okay, like, yeah, okay, that's a great story. But where was anything overcoming? It's like sometimes we need something to overcome. And yeah, but this is a very good song. I'm interested to see how this fit into Stranger Things, though. I don't know how they could have done it. Good for Kate Bush to get it to back #1 again. So that'd be kind of nice, almost 40 years later, and all of a sudden your song that was very popular becomes a #1 hit. And hopefully she made some money off this song. So well done. And thank you for joining me today. So I hope this was enjoyable to you too. So interested, if you know a better description of the song lyrics and what it's supposed to mean, please put in the comments, share with one another, and while this music is still popular again. So thank you for joining me today. I will see you soon with a new video, and until then, may God's grace overwhelm you, overtake you, and I will see you next time with a new video.